We have millions of shipping cargo containers currently off the coast of Los Angeles. As you can see here, we have inflation reaching an all-time high, especially here in the United States, that could cause major volatility, especially for prices in retail, such as our products on Amazon. Now, what does that mean for us procuring products, and how is this all going to play out, especially as the holiday season quickly approaches us? Now, what I believe is going to happen is that a lot of our profit is actually going to be declining in Q4 due to these extended lead times that we're going to be seeing for these shipping containers with inflation and all these other economic factors that are playing into a very difficult time to be an Amazon seller. But don't worry, because today I want to share with you some steps you can proactively take in order to actually increase your profit during these times instead of losing money as we approach the holiday season. So the first thing I'm going to start out with today is a way that we can actually increase our profit margin, and that's to actually bundle our units of whatever product that we're selling. So for example, these are 2 light lamps that I actually have on my desk right now as I'm showing you. And we're going to run through a quick example so you can understand how you can actually increase your profit by bundling items. So for this example, this lamp, it's $29.99. Very common. And when you do buy these, for me at least, I bought 2. I think it's very common to buy units of 2. So if this applies to you, let's take a look at this example so you can better understand how this all works. So what we're taking a look at here, this is the revenue calculator to estimate our profit on Amazon Seller Central. So what I've already done is I added the ASIN in here, which is on the left for this product. And then I added the dimensions in the weight. So it's 5 by 5 by 12 for one of these packages. That is the shipping dimensions for that single package, and the total weight of 1.7 pounds. Now the focus of bundling is that we're going to actually increase our item price by double since we're selling 2 units. Our cost of the product is going to go up double, or maybe slightly less if you get a better deal if you're able to buy more products. And then what we're going to expect is the fulfillment by Amazon fees, the FBA fees, to increase, but I do not expect this to double. So this is how you can actually gain more profit. So for this example, just for how they're selling this product right now on Amazon, I'm expecting them to make around 31% of a profit margin with a cost of that product being $10. That yields them $9.39 per sale. Now let's take a look at if we were to bundle it into sets of 2, how that's going to change. So as you can see up here for the dimensions, let's just assume that we can stack these products right on top of one another. So it only increases from 5 by 5 by 12 to 5 by 10 by 12. And then the weight would double, right? 1.7 times 2, 3.4 pounds. So what we did here is we doubled the item price. We're selling in sets of 2. You could even reduce this to make it more incentivizing to purchase more than 1 unit from you. And then here's where we really see the change. So our fulfillment by Amazon fees are $6.28 to ship 2 units to fulfill those. But if we were just to do 1, it's $5.68. And that's just because we didn't double our package dimensions. We only doubled our weight, and therefore the FBA fees per 1 unit are actually less than just shipping 1 unit by itself, if that makes any sense. So what does this mean? It means that our net profit is around $24 per sale now, and our profit margin is close to 40%. So we were able to increase that from 31.31% the whole way to 39.8%. So this is something you can do in order to reduce your FBA fees per single unit, is to bundle them in sets of 2, 3, or 4, whatever makes sense for your type of product. And then you can go ahead and list them that way for the 4th quarter. That way you're spending less fees per sale. Okay, and on to our second tip of how you can increase your profit margins. It would be to reduce your unit rate from your supplier. Now, there are a couple ways of doing this, but the most simple that you probably already know is to actually order more units from your supplier. Now, the way that your supplier is able to offer you a reduced unit rate is that if you order more, it's much easier on their manufacturing process because they're just making this same product over and over again, and that way they're able to be much more efficient with their time. So what you can do is you can go to Alibaba with your supplier if they're on there, and you can see all the different unit rates if you order more sets. So for this, we could save 30 cents per unit if we order more than 500 units. And although that's only 30 cents per unit, that's going to add up when you're ordering over 500 units. Now that is by far the most common method of how you can reduce your unit rate, and it's really the easiest way to do it with your supplier. Another way that you can actually reduce this rate is to get in contact with your supplier and get into a contractual agreement with them for a period of time. I mean, it could be a couple months, it could be a total amount of units that you plan on ordering from them over the next year or 2 years. You can really set that up any way you want, but if you're able to commit through a contract to your supplier that you're going to be buying these units for the next year or so, they can typically work with you to give you a decreased unit rate. Now, under our third method, which is really just for those who are advertising, it's to reduce your ACoS, which is your advertising cost of sales. You may have seen this in the Campaign Manager here on Amazon PPC. Your advertising cost of sales is how much you're spending on advertisements, all divided by the sales that were generated from that advertising campaign. So if we look at this quick example, if we divide 1328, which is how much we spent on this campaign, and we divide that by how much we actually made, which was $7.99, that's going to give us 1.66. Put that as a percentage, 166%, which is our ACoS. So that tells us that I spend 1.6 times my sales price per sale. That is not effective. That's a sure way of losing money. But if you ever see this ACoS percentage pretty high, and I'm talking over 50% as it is right here, that tells you that you need to pause your campaign. You need to reevaluate what's going on to optimize this down to close to 20 or 15% ideally. Now, what you can do to decrease your ACoS is to go over to the targeting, which are the actual keywords that you're targeting for this advertisement campaign. Scroll down until you see them all. So I have a total of 13 here. Now look on the right side here where it says spend, orders, and sales. What we'd want to do is we want to go to the keywords that are not producing any sales during that duration of time, and we want to either add them to our negative keywords or we can just deactivate them by selecting this. What we want to focus on though are the ones that are bringing in sales at very little ad spend. So if we look at this one right here, this is 4x3 card protector. We spent money, but we did not make anything. This one, we spent $2.68 and we actually made a sale. So I would focus on this COVID card protector going forward, and I would definitely deactivate these two that I've spent money on, but I wasn't able to make any sales on. Especially this vaccine card protector, I spent almost $8 on ad spend and I did not even get one sale. So this is a very ineffective keyword to be targeting for me right now, and I would just deactivate that. Okay, and the final way that you can increase your profit margins are to actually go back to fulfillment by merchant, especially if you're not making a high volume of sales. Now, if you're selling maybe 1 to 2 units a day, maybe 10 units a week or something along those lines, that is easily manageable as a single person or a small business to take care of and fulfill those orders by yourself. So typically, if you have that small volume of orders coming in, your seller fulfillment fee, which is the packaging, the tape, the actual labor to actually put those goods out there, that is actually typically less than what Amazon's going to charge you at Amazon FBA. Now, if you're selling thousands and thousands of units each month, now that is going to require a much more sophisticated logistics service like Amazon FBA. But for us, third-party sellers, maybe 100 units a month, go ahead, switch over to Amazon FBM and fulfill those orders by yourself. As you can see, for this example, the net margin increased close to 40% from the 31% in that previous example, just by switching it over to Amazon FBM. So that's something to keep in consideration as we approach the holiday season. If you're just getting started as a beginner on Amazon, this is a sure way to learn the ropes of Amazon, but also to increase your margin to do FBM. All right, guys, I hope you took away something from this video that you can go ahead and apply to your store here in Q4 that's coming up. That way you can increase your profit margins with everything going on and you can still be a successful Amazon seller.